Yeah, safe. Separate.
Two sheep are lacking.
Get lost.
They are lost.
How many sheep do you have?
70.
7.
15. One. Okay. Anyway, one is sick. It's time. Good morning. So this morning we exercise our logical muscle. So let us pray about the strength. The strength and the light of the Holy Spirit. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Let us continue to pray for our brothers and sisters who suffer so much in many countries because of their faith. Hail Mary,
Full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Mary, seat of wisdom,
Pray for us.
in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
So we began last class to cover some exercises, and we continue. If you go to your book on page 187 in Sister Spangler, the exercise is about univocal, equivocal, and analogical. Equivocal means the same word represent things totally similar. No, different. You are not sleeping. Good. Univocal, the same meaning for many things. Equivocal, the same word but for many meanings. And in between, the analogical. A part is the same, a part is different. A part is similar. For example, the king of potato, Joe Blow, and the king of England. Both are king, but not in the same manner. One is the first as a potato chef, and the other is the king of the United Kingdom. Okay? So page 87. Well, maybe you can take a number 6. A parade, a pompous display, you know, with trumpet and drums and marjoret, etc. And a public promenade. What can you say here? Yeah, here there is a discussion every year about that. Someone they say is completely different. A promenade, it is, but there is something common. Sure, I can accept both here. Huh? Can accept.
What's a promenade?
Parade. 6.
No, what's a promenade?
A promenade is, you know, for example, Atlantic City, along the sea, along the sea you have a promenade. A boardwalk or a promenade in the, it's a French word, a walk. Promenade is a pont. It's a snobbish word to say a walk, to take a walk. Okay? Number 11, a tail. Tail, say, a tail, it is, you remember when you were young, we were young, and we asked our mother or grandmother to tell us a tale, a story, a tale. Imagination, from imagination, a tale. And falsehood. So here it is difficult to fix. If you look at the difference, a tale is not to, it is not to tell falsehood, to tell something imaginary, which is a fruit of imagination, and falsehood is to. It is truly opposed to the reality. I think we can accept, here I will accept equivocal, but I can maybe accept also analogical. So that is not clear. So when it's not clear, I don't ask the question. So you will not ask that question. 14, mud. You know what is mud? Huh? Wet, soft, sticky earth, and defamatory remarks. Here it's clear, it is analogical. Because, you know, when you insult someone, you slander someone, you say evil thing about someone, it is the same thing. You take mud and you throw mud on this reputation, you know. It is analogical. So here, mud is analogical. Huh? If you take number 13, tram, a tram. Well, a tram can, a twisted silk thread, you know, when you take many thread and you twist them, you have a, they call that a tram. Huh? A tram is also a car, a street car, a tramway, in some cities. Some cities, for example, in New Orleans, they have a tram. In Europe now, many great cities come back to tramways. For example, Paris, now they have tramways. They abandoned tramways in the 60s too, but now they come back to tramways because it is less polluting, it is less expensive, and you know, in the 60s we abandoned tramways to give priority to car. But in a tramway you put maybe 200 persons. In a car you put only one person. Most of the time on the highway only one person. Because if you are two, you can take the special lane for that. And almost nobody takes that. So now we come back to tram. So tram, a series of threads together, a tram, or a tramway, that means to carry people in the street, okay? Like a bus. It is an electric bus, but with on iron wheels, okay? But if you go to 15, lantern, gasoline, electric lantern. But a lantern can be used, enlightened by gasoline, can be used, enlightened by, it is a lantern. But is that univocal? Univocal, okay? If you go to 22, government, democratic, oligarchic, tyrannic, etc., that is univocal. Perfect. Train, something that drags behind, a train, you know, or even following some happening. Analogical. It is analogical. It is a comparison. Swim, number 24. To move through water or to be dizzy. I think it's analogical. I will give priority to, because when you are dizzy, for maybe because you are tired, or you drink too much, or you smoke pot, you are dizzy. So you swap. No, not for sister. I don't speak about sister.
So which one, Father? Is it equivocal or?
I would prefer analogical.
Okay.
But if somebody write equivocal, I think he can justify that.
Yeah.
It's not very clear. Sometimes the comparison is not very clear. I will try to give you three clear. If it's analogical, the comparison should be clear.
Clear.
For example, a wolf. A wolf is an animal, but a wolf is also a person who is very ferocious against another, you know.
Yeah.
Well, a colt, C-O-L-T, a colt is a little animal, a little horse, for example, but it is also a gun. By the way, colt is made in Connecticut. It was made in Connecticut. When you pass on the highway, you see like a church, you know, with a beautiful, many times we thought it was a church, Orthodox church. It is the church of guns. Analogy. Because at the top, if you are attentive, you will see a little horse, a colt, a young horse. Okay. Well, if you go to number 28, leader, a person who directs a beginning section of the blank tape. But that both are at the top, at the beginning, so we can say it is an analogy. Yeah. Analogy, leader, a leader. A leader, it is the one who is the beginning. Leader. For example, you have a line, the first is a leader. The leader is also the one who commands, you know. So the idea, common to, it is the first. the one who has the direction. For example, suppose you are in one line. The first is the leader. Okay? Or if you have a group of players, or the boy playing together, you know, when boys play together, most of the time one natural leader, one organizes the other. You know? Okay? So because they can have a leader, boys can play together. But sometimes for girls it's more difficult, because everyone wants to be the leader. No, that's not true. Forgive me. Okay, page, too late. Okay, page 188. 188. The exercise here is on categories. When you think categories, we think about what? Immediately about division of being. Categories are the division of being. So being can exist in itself. What is that? Substance. Being can exist in another, that is accident. Okay? So that exercise, it is about the mode of being. First, category, substance, man. We can say another thing for man. We can say a human being or rational animal. Okay, another thing. I continue. Category stating accident from material principle quantity is 6 feet high. What can you say is 180 pounds? Okay, that is a quantity. No? Okay, if you go to quality, artistic, he is a, what can you say? He is a pianist. He is a guitarist, is a singer, is a... Okay. Sensitive ability. So he can, so he is a sensitive, he has an ability, sensibility. He can play the piano. He can speak Spanish, he can speak Vietnamese, etc. Blonde hair, curling. Curling hair or mustache. Okay. Interesting. Can I say that a man who has a mustache here is a possession? No, because he is a part of his body. But if I take a mustache, I glue here, that is a possession. The thing, you know. Someone, they have no more hair. So what they do? They put a...
As your head.
How do you call that?
Toupee.
And after that, is it a part of their body? No. For them, it is a possession. For you, it's not a possession. A quantity. Okay, I go to a relation now. Taller, smaller, you know, taller, smaller, older, younger. Every time you have a comparison, and you say younger, taller, bigger, that is a comparison. Even biggest, because biggest is the comparison with all the group. You see the difference. Taller is comparison with another one, or few one. But tallest, it is comparison with other. Comparison is relation. Relation. Okay. Father. So father, another a son, or children, or mother, brother. A brother is a relation, no? A sister is a relation. Yes. Because if you are a sister, it's because you have another sister or another brother. If you have no, imagine, those who are alone, they can never be a sister except if they enter congregation. In a family, suppose there is only one child, and the child is a girl. Never that child can be called a sister, because she has no brother. To be called a sister, to be called a brother, we must have either a sister or another sister, another brother. Do you think about that? A unique child has no brother, no sister. Because he has no relation with another. He can have friend, he has no brother, no sister. Except, of course, he becomes a sister of the Holy Eucharist, or the sister, or the... In that, Jesus said in the Bible, if you will quit your sister and your brother, you will have hundreds of brothers and sisters. Imagine if you become a Jesuit, you will have 18,000 brothers.
It's a lot. Father,
yes.
May I use it for the men and women? About the relations?
Men and women, well, the relation, that depends on their state of life, you know. As a human, I am in relation with all other men because we are the same family. I can say we are the same. I am in relation with every man and every woman on earth because we are the same species. I can say that every cat is a relation with another cat in regard with the species. But when I speak husband and wife, a wife is a wife as long as she has a husband. When her husband dies, she becomes a widow. Normally, a widow should not have her first husband. He is dead. Except if she keeps her in a... You know, in Cameroon, a day I was invited to celebrate the Mass for a funeral. And in that country, they don't embalm the body. It's very warm, so it must be buried the day or the day after. So the parish priest asked me to go. I went to the house because they celebrated all the village, all the relatives were there. I celebrated the Mass, and after that, it was the burial. So I say, where will take place the burial? He say, inside the house. Inside the house. So I went, where inside the house? Under the bed of the women. So in the room, they put the room, they put cement, and now she will be careful because her husband. Okay. That is cultural. We are not allowed to do that in North America. Or they bury just in front of the house. You pass on the road with your car and you see the grandfathers. So they keep the people with them. The ancestors live with the family, live within the family in that case. I was surprised because I never knew that. I knew that because I was the priest presiding the burial. So there is not many priests who did that, but I did, no? I don't know. In the United States, many priests, they bless the tomb of inside the house. Okay, continue. Action, raking, walking, driving, etc. That is not difficult. Passion, he is helped, he is eaten. He is warmed, he is informed, passive verb, okay? Place in the country, but in school, at home, in theater, in the gymnasium, in the stadium, if he's a fan of the baseball or football. Position, it can be erect, it can be seated, it can be laying. By time, autumn, winter, this afternoon, tomorrow, there is no time. Finally, possession, jeans, having a mustache, yes, artificial mustache. Or, but the clothes, a gun, a policeman has a gun, a cowboy has a gun, a lasso. I should learn how to use a lasso, so when somebody is distracted. Okay. Exercise 2 is the same thing. I will not insist on that. I think that is not difficult. And to find other categories. I go to page 191. Okay. It is here to find the categories. An animal, we can say that is the category substance. So the substance. Observant.
Quality.
Observant.
It depends. An observant is the one who is faithful to his root, to his religion. Fervent Jews, for example, he observant the law. On Saturday, he goes to the synagogue. He does not eat ice cream. No, he does not eat pork. Okay? Well, seeing action, that is not difficult. Have you some question on that page? Okay, maybe number 30. 30. That is a little bit tricky here. Little.
Relations.
Yeah, because if you see little, understood, it is by comparison with another. You know, small. If you say small, little, because other are taller. Even you don't say smaller, only to say small, immediately they imply other are taller. Yes?
What's number 8?
8.
I had
Same.
trouble with that one.
Same.
Yeah.
The same. When you say it is the same,
Relation.
a relation. It is the. When you use the word same, immediately you put two things in relation. Okay?
If large is
What number?
Large.
if 13, but if
13.
yeah,
Larger.
not larger. Large is
La-
a qualitative.
No, because when you say larger, that means
No, larger is a relation.
She means what?
relation.
Large.
What if you just say
Large.
large?
That is relation.
Large, okay,
Yeah,
large.
it's a quality.
Large is, yes, it's attached to the size of the thing, the form of the thing. A larger is a relation.
Because a large.
You cannot say larger only for one thing. You say, he is larger. Larger. Immediately you are searching for a comparison. If you say, I am the most intelligent, but nobody is here most intelligent, you cannot say that for yourself. No? If you say, I am the most intelligent, maybe in comparison with others. You know? We do that. It's interesting to study categories because that helps us to think, to discover how we think. You know? In fact, sometimes we say it is an adjective. Okay, in grammar, when you study grammar, they will say larger is an adjective. But here we don't study grammar, we study the mode of being. How larger is attributed to John? Is attributed because it is a comparison with another. A comparison with another is a relation. And the baker is not a substance. A baker is the one who produces bake. So the meat, bread, the meat is in relation with the bread. In fact, in English, the majority of words ending by "er" express a relation. A worker is a man in relation with work. You know, a singer is in relation with sing. Singing is an action, but a singer is not an action. It is in relation with the produce of his action, but it's a song. It's more the trick is that the majority of words in English ending by "er," the majority express a relation. Father, mother express a relation. There is no father if there is no son or daughter. When the people marry, they are not father and mother. They become, when they have son, when they have a child. You know, when they have a new relation, you know, a new relation with the baby they have. Other question, brother?
Yeah, so we have the word little, and we have, I see tiny on the other page.
Yes.
So these, are those still relations, even though they're not comparative
No,
necessarily?
yes. You know, that is a tricky. You have some, or if I look at the thing tiny, but how you can see thing is tiny in comparison with other. You know? Normally, I think, logically, it is not strictly a quality to be tiny. It is by comparison with other. But someone can consider that as a quality, because for them to be slim is the perfection, you know.
So it's both. Could be both.
Can be both. Yeah. But the idea, you know what is important is the idea. What does the word express? So he expresses a kind of quality or a kind of relation.
And it makes more sense in a sentence anyways, how it's being used in the sentence.
Yes, yes. In fact, when you say tiny, slim, it's always by comparison with another thing. For example, an elephant is not tiny, but in comparison with another elephant, bigger, he is maybe tiny. A little jumbo is tiny in comparison. And the mother elephant can say, oh, my little. For us, it's big. It's the same for dog. You have a Saint Bernard, big dog, almost like a cat. You know, a Saint Bernard is huge. And you have a little pocket dog. You know? So I can say one is tiny because there is a big dog. But the little Saint Bernard, when he is born, is a little, he's tiny. Or if he fasts, he become. Okay, are you okay? Yes, sister.
28.
38.
That is
Lame.
relation of when?
Lame.
Later.
Or later is a relation.
Relation.
Yes, because later, that means
Is
you
it
are
earlier?
more than, you
Yeah.
know. If you say later, you should say later than something.
Can
I
it
should
be,
be.
can it be a time too? Like you say, what time later? You know,
In that, yes, a time.
so that's what I told Sister
He's
Fran.
right, huh? Yes, in that case, but I will be even there later when I think not this time, the other time. You know? So he express an idea of a relation.
Right.
Later, that means, of course, it's another time in comparison with the present time. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is a relation.
32. Hard. Hard. A thing is hard. You can see it is a
Quality
quality.
is
Huh?
a
Quality. Of course, that quality is attached to quantity. But hard is not a quantity, it's a quality. Soft is a quality. Huh?
Which one?
A quality. Number 32.
yes, quality. Hard, that is quality.
30? Little? We spoke about that. Huh? We saw that it was, we can accept relation.
Quality, yeah.
But
hard.
it's not a mortal sin to say quality. You know, you can say, I prefer a little. Little means in the regard of bigger, you know. So we can say, I think we can say both. But you can say also, oh, beauty is a quality of a little thing. You know, this difficulty, it is because when you study grammar in French or in English, maybe in Vietnamese, all the terms, determining a word, we call that quality. Qualitative adjective, adjective. Huh? In fact, they are not everyone is an adjective, but it is the way to express. In fact, you know, the word adjective, when we study that in the 2nd grade or 4th grade, it is like a genus. And now we distinguish that those qualities, they are not necessarily quality. Because now we say that some qualities, between brackets, express a relation. Huh? A relation. Other question?
38.
38. Swimmer. Well, here, yes, it can be a relation with the water. Yes, it can be a relation. We can discuss also about it is an ability. Ability is a quality also.
Swimmer, that is subject of
Ability to swim. A speaker, it can be l'ability to speak. So if you say ability, it is a quality. Because quality are not only passive things, they are also activities. You see that in your the two kind of qualities. Action, okay, are also qualities. You see, it's not very clear, huh?
Yeah.
But I will ask questions very clear.
Father,
I will try to ask questions. You know, there is no equivocity. Huh? No, don't be afraid, sister. Don't be afraid. Yes, sister. Have a question? No,
I didn't hear.
swimmer, that is
But here, a swimmer, okay, you can say is a relation between the man and the water.
That is
But they can say, or can say also, is it an ability of the person. An ability is a quality. Huh? Is a quality. Okay? Like to be polite, to express. Well, it is a quality. To be a good preacher, a good speaker. You know? But when you see speaker, when you see preacher, you can also justify relation. Because we speak to someone. Huh? I don't speak for myself. Even if I speak for myself, I am at the same time the subject and the object, you know. We call that soliloquy. Huh? Soliloquy. Huh? Soliloquy. In Latin, soliloquy. Huh? That means soli, to talk alone. There are some authors, they write books on soliloquy. Soliloquy. I talk to myself. In fact, reflection. That means reflection. What is reflection? At the same time, you are the subject and you are the object. And then you look at your own action. You know, examination of conscience is that. Except you don't see that, but you think about that. Okay, reflection. Okay, next page, page 933.
Which one?
193.
193. Next page. Huh? Okay. A result of the twofold division of accident, there are 6 ways of predicating. Using here you are the way of predicating. What is that? The way of predicating. Predicable. The past before was predicament, categories, not predicable. What is predicable? You remember? The way a predicate is attributed to a subject. The way, the manner, the how. And we saw essential or accidental. Essential. The essential can be genus, specific difference, and both together, species. And accidental, you have those come from the essence, property, and the accident after that can be inseparable or separable. The inseparable, they play the role of specific difference, because in science we cannot have really a specific difference. We use a series of accidents. Think about the Canadian beaver. Even if a lumberjack cut the poor tail of the poor beaver, it continues to be a beaver. But in the definition of a beaver, I should talk about is flat tail. Because it is a tool it uses to make dams, to take mud and to fix the mud. You know, you never saw a beaver. There is no beaver in Vietnam? No, I don't think so. No beaver. Beaver, yeah, an animal. In fact, they control the hydraulic system of the country. It's a marvel. They make dam, and if there is a lot of water, they create a lake, pond, water, and the people are not flooded by the, are not drowned by the water. You know, that is natural. This is beautiful. Those animals are in the plan of God. You know, they work for us. They work for us. Another thing also, they protect against erosion. Because, you know, when nothing stops the water, what happens to the water? The water erodes, uses the side of the river, the bank of the river. The bank. So if we control the water, the flow of water will be regular. So that is the work of beaver. We know why beaver exists, but it's difficult to know why mosquito exists. I know it is to make you holy and patient. Okay, page 193. For example, the summer is mild. What is the relation between mild and summer? Separable accident. The copperhead is poisonous Inseparable accident. Huh? You cannot define a copperhead without speaking about this power to kill people with its poison. Huh? A crocodile has horny skin. Inseparable accident. 5. A triangle is a geometrical figure. Geometrical figure, a figure is genus. Huh? Genus. Okay. Gene is a woman. We say gene? Species. Huh? Women. Barking is a sound. Genus. Many kinds of. Drum is an instrument. Yes. Okay, let us go to 31. Mercury is in a liquid state. Yeah, inseparable accident. Someone, they will say, is a property of mercury, but it's not true. Because mercury can exist also in solid state. When it is excessively cold, mercury can become solid. But usually mercury is liquid. But mercury, if it is hot, it can become gas also. We said that in chemistry. Okay. Well, have you a question on that page? No question? Okay. I go to page 194. Okay, the first, butterfly are beautiful. Separable accident. The second is more touchy. Huh? Every line is without breadth, but has length. Every line. What is a line? Is a succession of points. Point. Huh? Point.
What's breadth?
Has no breadth. That means has no, is not wide. Because it is a point. A point is not wide. A point is a point, no? So a line has no breadth and is not wide, but it is long. What is that?
Inseparable.
Yes, inseparable, but in mathematics, we can say it is a property. Huh? A property of line. Because a line is made with point, and a point has no longer, no, a point is a point. It's interesting, a point has no, a point has no breadth?
Yeah, width.
Breadth?
Width. W-I-D-T-H.
Width.
Width.
What do you say breadth here?
Either one.
Either one, okay. And has no
Length.
length. No, it is only a point. But if you take 5 points in the straight line, we have a line, but there is a length, but there is no width. No? So that is proper to. So we can say that is difficult. Huh? We can say is a property of line. Remember, I told you species and genus apply especially in philosophy and in mathematics. Huh? Mathematics. So probably I will not ask that question. Have you other question? For example, the oboe is a wind instrument. Wind instrument can be considered here as the species. Species. It's a complete definition. That is complete definition. Okay? If you go to number 10, the sponge grows underwater. To grow underwater, inseparable accident. I cannot say is the species, because I cannot say is the proper. Why? Because other things also grow under water. For example, some flower, star, they grow underwater. We cannot say that on the sponge. Okay? Fish grow. Let's go to number 17. An obtuse angle. You know what is an obtuse angle? You have a right angle, you have a narrow angle, and you have an obtuse angle. More than 191, 90 degree. More than that, obtuse. is greater than a right angle. When you say greater than a right angle, what is that?
Specific difference.
Yes, we can say, yes, you're right, specific difference. Huh? It is specific difference. The difference, that is 90 degrees. That is specific difference of this angle. Here is less than 90 degrees. And that here is more than 90 degrees. That is the specific difference, making an angle obtuse from a right angle. And sometimes you use, interesting. If I say is an obtuse mind. Obtuse mind, what is the meaning of that?
An open line?
No, obtuse. You know, okay. If you have a spear is like that, no? An arrow, huh? So it is piercing, huh? But obtuse. Imagine, suppose you have like that. The arrow will enter, arrive to the deer, and poof, you jump. So obtuse mind, it is a mind that does not understand. Huh? That understand here is piercing, obtuse. So if ever you read that in a book, some person is obtuse, it's not a compliment. Have you other? Okay, number 40. The fox is being hunted. Separable accident. Be careful. The temptation will be to say that is passion. Huh? The temptation will be, yes, passion is being hunted, therefore is passion. What is the question? The predicable. So that example can be used for predicament and then be used for predicable. Why? Because all the 9 accident predicament can be attributed to the subject, and because they can be attributed to the subject, they are also predicable. So be attentive to the question. And sometimes the student will say, see, it's passion, you know. No, it's not passion. Here is separable accident. Okay, next page. Number 9, for example. The grape is a berry. What is berry?
Genus?
Genus. We have many kinds of berry. You have strawberry, raspberry, blackberry. The blackberry also is analogical because you have blackberry as a fruit and you have blackberry as an electronic device. The blackberry.
So what would be the species? How would you change that? The grape is...
But the species will be, for example, you have strawberries. The species will be strawberries, right. And the specific difference will be berry growing in straw, among the straw, you know. Well, blackberry, berry being black, you know. You have a berry, you use that especially with turkey.
Cranberry.
Cranberry, another, you know. So berry, and you have many kind of berry, many kind of fruit, but not just gumberry. Glastonbury, is it a fruit? Glastonbury is a city.
Glastonbury.
You know, bury in English is the deformation of boru. Boru. Not for fruit, but sometimes people, they don't speak well, and they deform bury, burrow, bury. And finally, Glastonbury means Glastonborough. But now we say Glastonbury. Many places they end by berry. Waterbury. Waterbury is not a fruit. Waterbury is a town in Connecticut. But the origin is Waterborough. I give you an example how people can changed the meaning of the word. You have a town in a city, not a town, a city in New York State, Buffalo. 2F or 1F? 2F. You know what is a buffalo? Huh? You have that in Vietnam, the buffalo. Huh? A buffalo is the...
Water
Okay.
buffalo.
If you go to Buffalo, New York, will you see a single buffalo?
No.
No. So why they call that buffalo?
Probably not.
So Dr. Mark, the one who teaches bioethics, what is his name? Enfin, the Canadian is teaching. He said the origin it is bord de l'eau. Bord de l'eau. Because it was a French town before the British conquered Canada. It was a French town. And the town was on the the bank, the side of the water, edge water, if you want, edge water. So the people, American, came. Maybe they were half deaf. They say, what is the name? They say, Bordelot, Buffalo. Finally, it became Buffalo. And there is no buffalo at all in Buffalo. It's strange, but it is the deformation of the name. So the stuff of Waterbury, Glastonbury, all the city ending by bury is a deformation of borough. Borough in English means a little board, little city, little village. Huh? Okay? Yes, brother.
Getting back to the strawberries.
Yes. You like strawberries?
Yes, I love strawberries. But if we took a strawberry and we say that berry is the genus,
Yes.
what if we were to say, well, amongst the strawberries there are divisions of
Yes.
strawberries? Could the strawberry become the genus?
No, it become subalternate genus, or a subalternate specific. No, subalternate genus. Yes, you have a first genus, and after that, everyone is a subalternate genus.
Okay.
You have that in the tree of Porphyry, and the paper I gave you. Okay, it's a good question. Yes.
So 6, this animal is a tiger, that is species, is that right?
Animal is a tiger. I will incline to say is genus. Excuse me, this animal is a tiger. Yes. I thought the tiger is an animal.
Yes.
No, animal is
No, you are right. Yeah. Tiger is because you have animal, and you have tiger, and you have man, and you have cat.
Right.
So it's a
Tiger
species.
species.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
What about number 10, Father?
Number 10. The glacier is a large mass of ice and snow. Bon. If you consider mass as the genus, we can say that ice and snow play the role of a specific difference. But you can say also they are inseparable accidents. But I think here is really the species. Huh?
Oh, that's what I said.
Because if you define scientifically a glacier, you will see more than that. You will see it is made by a layer of ice during centuries, maybe thousands of years, etc. You will describe that more. But here is, yes, I can accept. I think it's a good answer to say here specific difference. You can. But if you write inseparable accident, I think I will accept that also. Bon, because it's not a living thing. Huh? In fact, when we define living thing, it's not the same thing as we define a material thing, not living. Because a material thing not living, I say not living, a tree is living. A flower is living, but a desk, we say it's a substance, but it is a mixture of many substances together. Because in the desk you have wood, you have iron, you have aluminum, you have many other things. Okay? You have glue. Other question? You did that, huh? Okay, let us go, for example, number 26. The kettle drum is a percussion instrument.
Genus?
Genus. Why it is a genus? Because there is many kind of percussion instrument. Huh? Okay. If you say number 28, the moose is near the creek. The moose is near the creek.
Separable.
Separable accident. Okay. Number 34, the hansom is a covered carriage. Huh? What is a hansom? It is a time of cab, a time of chariot. Is covered carriage. So carriage coverage is inseparable accident. Okay? Most of the time, when it is a non-living thing, most of the time it is inseparable accident. When it is for a living thing, we must be careful. Huh? It can be inseparable accident. Sometimes it can be also. If you say, for example, my cat is an irrational animal, so irrational here play the role of specific difference. You know?
So,
Yes.
but the human being is social, could that be a property?
Yes, exactly. And man is social. Social is a property because it is flowing from his nature, from his essence. Because he is irrational, he is social. He can communicate through his language. Yes.
How would it not be inseparable difference? I mean, because it's men.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, what is the property? It is an accident flowing from the essence. In case of man, we know the essence of man is a rational animal. So because he is rational, he can talk, he can communicate with others. Inseparable. Yes, I can say yes. We can justify is inseparable because we cannot be a human being without having the possibility. Not only the possibility, we have to be social. We have to be social. It is inseparable. In fact, any specific difference is inseparable, but is not accident. For example, it is inseparable for man to have a rationality. But it is not inseparable accident. It is necessary. It is attached to him in his essence. You remember, don't forget, essence, essential link, or accidental link. All the criterion is it. Is it essential for man to be social? That means, suppose a man is not social, is he still a man?
Yes.
Yes. And the one who wants to live alone on the island, he wants to be with only his dog, no person, is asocial. But it is not a normal man. Because a normal man, because he's intelligent, should be social, communicate with others. Okay? I go to page 196. Well, here, Sister Stengler gave you, for example, a name, the bear, and after that she gave you many predicates attached to the bear, and she asked you to say if it is inseparable accident or species, etc. For example, let's go the first, only the first, we don't have time. Walk on entire foot, inseparable accident. A bear is your sin or your sign animal. Genus. Subaltern genus is a genus. Okay. He is a game animal. Genus. You know, with a question we have brother asked for the Banzer. Genus can be the first genus, ultimate genus, and subordinate genus. And through subordinate genus, we arrive to species at the bottom. Okay. Is a predator on domestic animal. Well, it can be an inseparable accident. We can also maybe justify a kind of a subaltern genus also. Okay? So is a mammal, is a subaltern genus. Subaltern genus. Is a small and round ears, inseparable accident. Because suppose somebody cut the ears of the bear, he continued to be a bear. Remember St. Peter? He cut the ear of the Malchus, the soldier. But Malchus continued to be Malchus. Okay? Is a carnivore, we can say, is a genus in the but we can accept accept also inseparable accident. If you look, you know, the problem is most of the time we cannot define using genus and specific difference. Most of the time we use genus and inseparable accident. So you have, it's not, you know, sometimes it is clear. You have to say specific difference. For example, man is rational. You know, it's not an inseparable accident. It is essential. But you say man is social. That is property, but you can say also it is inseparable accident. You're right on both. If you give a philosophical definition or if you give a scientific definition. Okay? I will share in the mercy of God because I share in His intelligence. Now you go to page 198. Well, here we have to find first the genus and circle the genus. For example, bead. A small, usually round piece of glass, wood or metal, pierced for string. So what is the genus here? Piece. Okay. But that piece is small. What is that? The form. Usually round. What is that? The form. Okay. Of glass, wood, metal, matter. Okay. And pierce, it is the form. For stringing the final cause. So here we have the definition by the four causes. Yes, brother?
What about the agent cause?
Where's the here they didn't put? No, because not every definition has the four causes. Sometimes they have only two. Sometimes they have only one. For example, if I say what is a hammer, it is a tool to fix nails. No? Well, I don't speak about the form of the hammer. It is a definition. You know, people will understand. It's not, maybe it's not the best definition, but I precise. I don't say it's a tool. Because I give the finality of the tool, immediately I define. What is defined? To precise, to delimit the meaning of the genus. Okay? A bell, a hollow, empty in the center. Usually cup-like. What is cup-like? The form of a cup. Object. That is the genus, an object. Okay. That object is hollow. Hollow, that means that is empty in the center. Hollow. Usually cup-like. The form of a cup-like. As a cup, like a cup. Okay. Form. Made of metal or hard material. Matter. All that is material cause. Which rings. Final. If struck by inside clapper. Efficient cause. So the clapper, it is the efficient cause. For ring, to ring, that is the final cause. It's interesting. You have the material cause, the formal cause, the final cause, and the efficient cause. They are there, the four. Interesting. I hope. I find that interesting. I want to share my interest with you. Okay. So, a water bird, a gull. A gull is a water bird, water bird. We can accept water bird or bird. With large wings, slender legs, all the rest, it is the form, the description of the form of the bird. Okay? if I go to eagle, is a large, strong, flesh-eating bird of prey. So what is the a bird of prey? Huh? A bird of prey is a part of the genus. Huh? But belonging to the falcon family, it can be considered as part of the genus, or we can consider also that as a form. Huh? A form. Okay. It is a large, strong. What is that? Flesh-eating. Even flesh-eating is a quality. It's the form. Huh? It is an activity. Don't forget, activities are considered as qualities. Huh? Okay. Because we can know the thing through the activities. Okay. After that, noted for his sharp vision. That is also activity. So it's a form. Huh? And powerful wings. Well, here wings we can say it is material, but it is also the form of his body. Huh? If you go to, yes, number 5, neither, the sister, you use that from time to time. Huh? Neither is a slender piece of steel, with a sharp point, etc. So what is the genus? A piece or with a piece. Okay, that piece is small and slender. What is that? Small and slender. The form, the form of the steel, with a sharp point at the end and a hole. What is that? It is also the form. The form. The form. After that, we say use for sewing. What is that? The final cast. Okay. I go to. Okay, number 9, hand. The part of the human arm, we can say that is the genus. Huh? Below the wrist, that is the position, that is the form, huh? Which includes the palm, finger, thumb. All that is the material cause, material cause. And is used for grasping or gripping, final cause. So, in the examination, I will give you a definition. I will give you material cause, formal cause, efficient cause, and final cause. Sometimes you have no final cause, but you write nothing. Huh? If there is, you put something. Okay. Let us go to number 15. Number 15. What is a bayonet? It is a detachable dagger-like blade. It is a blade. The genus is blade. What is the form? Detachable dagger-like, the form of a dag. Okay? Form. Placed in the muzzle end of a rifle is also the form. Used for end-to-end fighting. Finally. We can continue like that. I think it's not a big issue. Maybe if you go to next page, number 4, a reef. A part of a sail, that is the genus, part of a sail, can be folded up and tied down. That is the form, folded up and tied down. To reduce the total area exposed to the wind, final. So here they use the formal cause and the final cause. If they are, say, made with polyester or with cotton, that would be the other. You don't say that here. Okay. It is rare that we have the 4 causes. That happen, but it's not frequent. Most of the time we have the form with fine or the matter. Sometimes we have the efficient cause. It is rare we have the 4 causes. Okay. Well, and you have some exercises we did in class. When you have, and after that, we'll have a question like that. Huh? Okay, let us take an example from the definition you have. You look, for example, page 198, a kettle, number 10. A kettle is a metal container. What is the genus? What you write here? You don't write kettle? No, container. That is the genus here. And after that, you will find the subaltern genus, genera. So a metal, a non-metal. Okay. After that, content used for boiling or cooking. So used for boiling or cooking, not used for boiling or cooking. Is that difficult? No. I will give you 7 points for that. Don't put the name to define here. I told you every year. I hope this year nobody will make a mistake. If you did do that, I will say it is the first time since I am here that
happened.
because we cannot put in the definition the word to be defined. You know, if you define what is a picnic, you don't write picnic here. You write picnic outside. And picnic is a meal taken in open air, prepared by people bringing it, together. We don't make a picnic alone usually. We picnic many together. So we have the different precision. The different precision correspond to different genus, genera, genus, subaltern genus. Finally, what is the definition? Will be all the characteristics. Or the inseparable characteristic to define. Yes, brother?
Are you going to quiz us on composition?
No.
Okay.
No. I will give question only on division, not on composition. Have you other question? No, I will not give you with book, only without book. Okay?
Did
you examine? You have 1 hour and a half. It's not because you can prolong it during the 15 minutes, but after that, the other teacher will come. No? It's the meal, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave here at 1:30. Okay, I allow you to have your dictionary, even electronic dictionary, but not your computer. Even on the electronic dictionary, sometimes we can have everything. But I trust your honesty. Huh? Okay, you understand? Huh? Americans, they don't need that. It is for Vietnamese sister and brother. Because they are holy people, so I can trust them. So bring your dictionary, but don't use your notes, because you must be honest. No, you are honest. You are not, I don't say you must be.
Living dictionary.
It is you have no development. I will ask you no definition, but I will give you definition and you ask. And finally, to prepare for that, I give you the take-home.
Yes.
The take-home, I told that, I repeat, you can work together in team. No more than 4. Okay?
Yes.
No more than 4 names here. And if you are 4, give me only 1 copy, because I am not to read 4 times the same thing. Huh? You can do that alone, you can do that without. Of course, you have the right to take information. It is a way to help you to prepare your questionnaire, and that is a part of the final, about the 30%, the third of the point. Okay? Let's stop, brother.